Hello, my name is Omri Gazit. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Acerto. I'm also the co-chair of the OpenID AuthZEN working group. And in this short video, we'll go through an Interop demo of a number of different vendors that have implemented the AuthZEN spec and how we've achieved interoperability between these 15 vendors on a to-do scenario. We chose a to-do application because it's familiar and simple and actually kind of fun to demo as well. As you may know, interop demos are often like watching the paint dry on the wall. And so we decided to actually have a little fun with this and have a to-do front end that we could have as driving the demo. This is a spec on the AuthZEN Interop website that shows what all the payload structures look like, all the different users that we have, all the different roles that we have within the application. Some users, like viewers, can only view to-dos. Other users, like editors, can create to-dos and complete or delete their own to-dos. And finally, we have an evil genius role that can do everything, can delete other people's to-dos, and so on. To demonstrate the architecture of this scenario, this is a quick interactive website that shows how a React application talks to a to-do backend that happens to be written in Node.js that talks to any of the interoperable implementations using the AuthZEN payload and protocol. So first, let's actually look at the app, and then we'll take a look at what happens under the covers. We're going to log in as Morty. Now, this is a Rick and Morty themed demo. Morty is the grandson of Rick, and he is Rick's sidekick. Now, Rick is the evil genius that can do everything. So, for example, Morty wants to demo the to-do app and record, or I should say record a video of the to-do demo. And we can go create that because Morty is an editor. He can complete his own to-dos, but of course he can't interact with Rick's to-dos. He can't delete Rick's to-dos because he's just an editor in this application. Now notice that we have a number of different spec versions here, but we have a number of interoperable implementations. So for example, I can try the same demo with the Axiomatics backend that I tried using the Acerto implementation. And so I can do the exact same thing. I can try to uncomplete that particular to-do. I can log out and I can log in as Rick. And Rick, as we talked about, is the evil genius, so he should be able to do everything. And here we are with the Axiomatics backend. Let's pick the next one, the Cerbos backend. And Rick, he's already created slides for Gartner IAM, so he can complete that. And he can actually mess with Morty's to-dos as well. He can complete Morty's to-do and delete it as well. So this is basically a demo that shows how all these different interoperable implementations implement the same protocol. Now let's look a little bit under the covers and go back to this payload structure here and see how the AuthZEN payloads are formulated. So here we have a user. For example, we can pick Morty here. Morty has the editor role, and we could try to interact and see whether Morty can delete one of Rick's to-dos, which of course he shouldn't be able to. I'm going to go execute that, and as you can see, the response is false. This particular implementation is built in a language called Rego. We can copy this as a curl and issue that from the command line. So it's very easy to interact with AuthZEN. All you need is a URL of an interoperable implementation and the format for the payload. And as you can see, the format is very simple. It just has a subject, an action, a resource, and a context. Let's now look at all of kind of the inner workings of the back end here and look at all of the interoperable implementations that we have. These are all the PDPs, the policy decision points that are compatible with the AuthZEN protocol. So for example, the Acerto PDP is sitting over here, and we can very easily test this with a test suite. We can give it the PDP name and the version of the protocol that we want to test against, and this will actually go send a whole bunch of tests against that protocol with all of the different payloads and then get back a response. We can take all of these and put them into Postman and interact with this as well. So for example, this is a Postman request that came out of the same payload that I just pasted here before. I can go send this to any one of these PDPs and they should evaluate it in the same way. So for example, the alpha PDP from Axiomatics will evaluate these two requests that basically ask whether Morty can delete Rick's to do or Morty can delete his own to do. And we get back two responses. Of course, Morty can't delete Rick's to do, but he can delete his own to do. If we send that, that should work. And if, for example, we want to issue that against another PDP, for example, the Topaz PDP, that should work in much the same way. So if I basically replace the PDP alpha guide here with the address for the Topaz PDP, that should return exactly the same payload. So that's a quick overview of the to-do scenario. If we want to take a look at all of the implementations that so far are interoperable, that's in the same website here. We can go to Interop results. We can go to the to-do 1.1 scenario. These are so far the implementations that are compatible or compliant, I should say. If you click on each one of them, they'll actually show you whether or not they've actually passed the test suite. So hope this was a fun and entertaining and educational demo. If you want to interact with us at AuthZEN, be sure to send us a note. All of our stuff is here on GitHub. If you go to OpenID AuthZEN, you can see all of the contact information and how to join the working group. So thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.